All right, so multiplying polynomials. To multiply a monomial, which is one term, and a polynomial, simply distribute the monomial to the polynomial. For exponents, recall the product rule. So we're going to review that the product rule says if we multiply two things with the same base, so let's just say we have x to the n times x to the m, whenever they have the same base like that, we add their exponent. So this would become x to the n plus m. So basically, we're just going to add the exponents. So we're going to multiply the coefficients and add the exponents. So we're going to look at example 1. So it says x times x plus 4. So we're going to use the distributive property. We're going to do x times x, and then we're going to do x times 4. So we're going to distribute the x to both of those terms. So x times x, we add their exponents. There's two x's, so that becomes x to the second power. And then x times 4 becomes 4x. So then we can write out our terms as our final answer. So we have our first term, which was x squared, plus our second term, which is 4x. So we multiply the coefficients and then add the exponents. So it doesn't matter what the variable is, we're still going to distribute the first term to each of the terms. So we're going to do 5m to the third power times 3m to the second power. And then we're going to distribute it to the next term. Then we're going to do 5m to the third power times negative m. And then last, we'll do 5m to the third power times negative 7. So we'll just figure out each term, and then we'll put it all together. So we do 5 times 3, which is 15. And then we add the exponent. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So then we multiply 5 times negative 1, which gives me negative 5m. And then we add the exponents. Here's 3 m's with another m. So that's a total of 4 m's. And then last we do 5 times negative 7, which is negative 35. And then m to the third power. So notice we don't have any m's with the 7. So we just have 3 from the first term. So our final answer, 15m to the fifth power minus 5m to the fourth power minus 35m to the third power. So we just write out all of the terms that we get when we distributed our first term. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look at number 2. So number 2, we're going to find each product. Final answers must be in standard form. So we have 9a times a. So we're going to distribute the 9a to both terms, and then we'll do 9a times 1. So 9a times a, 9 times 1 is 9, and then I have a to the second power since I'm adding the two a's together. And in the second term, 9a times 1, anything times 1 is itself, so that becomes 9a. And then we write our first term, which is 9a to the second power, plus our second term, which is 9a. So the product, the answer is 9a to the second power plus 9a. So the next one I want to do is number 5. So we're not going to do all of the examples. We're going to skip around. So starting with number 5, we have negative 4g to the second power times 2g. And then we'll distribute it again to the second term. So negative 4g to the second power times 7. So first we'll do negative 4 times 2, which is negative 8. And then I have g to the third power because I have 2 g's plus the 1 g for a total of 3 g's. Then I'll multiply -4 times 7, which gives me -28. And then g to the second, because the second term doesn't have any g's with it. So we write our answers in order. -8g to the third power minus 28g to the second power. So we distribute, and then we write our answers in order. So for number 8, we're going to distribute the -2x to the fourth power. So we'll write -2x to the fourth power times 6x to the second power. Then we're going to do -2x to the fourth power times -12x. And the last term, -2x to the fourth power times 18. So we use the distributive property. Now we're going to multiply the coefficients and add the exponents. So -2 times 6 is -12. X to the 6th power. 4 plus 2 is 6. Then I have -2 times -12, which is a positive 24. X to the 5th power, because I had 4 plus 1, which is 5. And then the last one is 2 times 18. -2 times 18, which is -36. X to the 4th power, because we only have x to the 4th power with the first term. So then in order, we write -12x to the 6th plus 24x to the 5th minus 36x to the 4th. All right, next one we're going to skip to is number 11. So notice that number 11 has multiple variables. So we're only going to add the exponents of the same variable. So we're going to start by distributing our 5r to the second power, s to the second power. We're going to multiply that by the first term, which is -2r to the second power. And then we'll multiply that by the next term, which is 3rs. And then the last term, we're going to multiply it by -4s to the second power. So we're only going to add the exponents of the r's together and the s's together. So I'm going to use a little highlighter for this one. So for the r squared, we're going to add these two terms. So we multiply 5 times -2, which is -10. And then we have r to the 4th power, because we can only add the ones with the r's together. And then we're keeping s to the second power the way that it is. Okay? So for the next one, we'll do 5 times 3, which is 15. And then I'm going to add the r's with the r's, and I'll add the s's with the s's. So this will be r to the 3rd power and s to the 3rd power, because we have to add, here's the 2 r's plus the 3rd r. Then we have 2 s's plus the 3rd s. Then we got to do 5 times -4, which is -20. Then I'm going to add the r's together, which there's not anything to add with that r, so we're going to keep it as r to the second power. And then I'm going to add any of my s's together. So I have s to the second power and s to the second power. So that's 4 s's total. So it's okay if it has multiple variables, you just add the exponents of the same variables. So our final answer, 10r to the 4th, s to the second, plus 15r to the 3rd, s to the 3rd, minus 20r to the second, s to the 4th. So for number 12, we're going to distribute our first term. So 3ab times our 4a to the second, and then we'll distribute the 3ab times the second term, which is negative 7b to the third power. So again, we're going to multiply the coefficients. 3 times 4, which is 12. And then I have an a here and 2 a's here. So that's 3 a's total. And then I only have one b here, and there's nothing else to add it. So I'm just going to keep the b by itself. Then we're going to multiply the coefficients. So 3 times negative 7 gives me negative 21. And then I just have one a there, so nothing to add it with. So I'll keep the a by itself. And then I have a b here and 3 b's here. So that'll be 4 b's total. So our final expression, 12a to the third times b minus 21ab to the fourth power. All right, last example, and then I'll go back to any ones that we missed. So let's look at number 16. So first distribute, and then we're going to simplify the expression. So notice that we're going to be distributing two things, and then we're going to combine like terms at the end. So we'll start by doing 5w times negative 7w. And then we'll do 5w times 3. So that gives me negative 35w to the second power, and this gives me 15w. And then I'm going to distribute negative 2w times 13, so now I'm doing the second set, and then I'll do negative 2w multiplied by negative 9w to the second power. Negative 2w times 13 gives me negative 26w. And then negative 2 times negative 9 gives me 18. I have 1w and 2w's, which gives me 3w's total. Good. So now I just have to write them in order. So this one is actually going to come first because it has the highest exponent. And then this one's going to come second because it's the next highest exponent. And then these two, we're actually going to add them together. So we're going to do 15 plus negative 26, which is going to give me negative 11. So that's going to turn into negative 11w. So those were my like terms that I had to combine together.